Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome to another session of our Data and Beyond series, where we take you through various topics and activities related to building out on Oracle Cloud. Our today's session is the Oracle Database QuickStart, which will cover database fundamentals, best practices, as well as key differences between Oracle's array of database offerings. I'd like to introduce Bhakti Mohadkar and Uma Kumar as today's presenters. That said, I'll hand it over to Bhakti.
Thank you, Bona. All right, so today's agenda, this is what we are going to cover today. We will go over some different Oracle database services, base database service. We will talk about Exadata database, autonomous database service. We will also dive into maximum availability architecture tools. So we have Active Data Guard as well as GoldenGate. And lastly, we will talk about MySQL HeatWave for a bit before we dive into demo for autonomous database. By end of this presentation, you should be able to describe autonomous database, how it's broken down into data warehouse and transaction processing and each key features for each. Differentiate between Active Data Guard and Oracle Data Guard. Differentiate between Exadata Cloud Service deployment models. You will also learn management interfaces and different services. Describe disaster recovery solutions and database backup options, and also describe migration options using Oracle GoldenGate. You will also learn about MySQL and its zero data loss system. All right, now we are starting with database services in OCI. Here we have our database offerings. Starting from the left to right, we see increase in the level of automation for each service. Starting on the left, customer managed Oracle databases are on compute. This is typically you have multiple database licenses that you are utilizing on premises and you want to shift and put them in the cloud. So take those licenses and run those databases on compute instance. Here, everything is customer managed. You are managing the infrastructure. You are running the databases as well. Now, second one, Oracle-based database service. This takes things a little bit further. You don't have to worry about underlying infrastructure or managing the infrastructure. You just have to worry about the database and data within it. This is offered as a managed service, so you get all the database options for Enterprise Edition. So you get RAC, Data Guard, TDE, automated backup, and patching. Now moving on to co-managed services is Oracle Exadata Database Service. This is your extreme performance scaling applications, like it includes all database options. It has also additional deployment options, so dedicated infrastructure as well as cloud at customer option. So you can deploy Exadata machine at your data center and run it in your data center behind your firewall to meet regulatory and also data residency needs as well. And on the right side, we have here Oracle Autonomous Database Service, which is our fully managed service. Our goal here with autonomous database here that it is making it as easy as it is possible with Oracle databases. So you don't have to worry about scaling, tuning, patching. It does it all on its own. So we have two deployment options here, like serverless option we have, and also we have dedicated deployment, and also optimizing for data warehouse or transaction processing, and also JSON workloads. Now here we are starting with Oracle-based database service, the very first service we saw in the previous slide. This service provides you the ability to deploy full-featured Oracle databases in the cloud. This service runs Enterprise Edition and Standard Edition workloads on flexible VM shapes in Oracle Public Cloud. This provides automated database lifecycle management, so that reduces administration and also compute scaling with pay-as-you-go. This is also provides multi-level security, protecting the databases with features like always-on database encryption and also data safe. The base database service supports licensing the database like server CPUs with license included options and also BYOL options. I will be talking about these options more in the coming slide. This service currently supports Oracle databases with version 12c, 19c, 21c, and 23AI. This is a co-managed service where Oracle manages the infrastructure and you will manage the contents of the database leveraging like all cloud automation that is already provided via either OCI console or using the APIs. Let's take a look, closer look at available database compute core licensing models. When you run Oracle database in the cloud, you have a choice of two cost-effective licensing models that you can leverage to best meet your business needs. The first option on the left is license included model. This includes all Oracle Enterprise, Oracle Database Enterprise Edition options, plus Oracle Database Enterprise Management packs. This subscription model is ideal for customers without sufficient existing Oracle database licenses and seeking to build new applications, or customers seeking to use Oracle database features beyond that is already they are currently licensed to use. On the right side, you see here bring your own license model. We also call it as BYOL. This is designed to minimize cost when migrating the existing workloads to the cloud. Right? So in BYOL model, customers can deploy their existing database and database option licenses to their cloud database service, database cloud database service. And when a customer brings an Oracle Database Enterprise Edition license to the cloud with BYOL option, they are given rights for TDE, diagnostic pack, then data masking and tuning pack, real application testing, and without needing to bringing those licenses to the cloud. Here we have another graphic. This helps to display all like different things that can be automated with base database service. The provided like cloud automation here allows you to easily conduct tasks such as database provisioning, security, patching, and it provides continuous availability through backup and recovery, things like RAC or Active Data Guard. So in case of event of outage, you are covered and still protected. And many day-to-day operations are handled for you here when using Oracle-based database services. Moving on to Exadata. Exadata is Oracle's flagship database architecture, offering performance, scalability, and availability without the need for any manual configuration. So you will get to experience modern cloud-enabled database. And this will be like scale out high performance database servers, storage cache using Exadata RDMA in memory, and cloud scale RDMA over Ethernet fabric that is able to connect all database servers and storage. One of the greatest differentiators here for Exadata platform is flexibility when it comes to deployment options, right? So you can run it on premises with a traditional CapEx deployment where you own and manage the complete system and you have total flexibility as to how you will manage it, right? You can also run it in the public cloud where Oracle manages the infrastructure. You have automation to simplify your management tasks and can leverage pay for use subscription model that can dramatically reduce the cost. This offers also Exadata in public cloud, so Exadata Cloud Infrastructure Services. But running your databases in the cloud does not mean that you have to put your data outside your data center, right? With Exadata, we also have an option, Cloud at Customer. So you can benefit from cloud deployment, but still keeping all your data safely inside your own data center. Exadata is also available with multi-cloud, where databases run on Exadata in Oracle Cloud and applications run in other clouds. So yeah, multiple deployment options, public cloud, hybrid cloud, or even you can deploy it on premises. Regarding Exadata scale-out architecture, so it has ability to scale out any workload, including OLTP. As I mentioned before, it provides application transparent extreme like scalability and availability. So here you see RDMA. RDMA enables direct, high-speed, low-latency communication between database servers and storage cells by allowing one computer to read or write data in another's memory without any CPU intervention. You also see here on the slide SQL offload, right? SQL offload in Exadata. This is also known as Smart Scan feature. So this key feature, it optimizes query performance by shifting data intensive SQL operations from database servers to the Exadata storage servers. So the processing, instead of happening in the storage servers, it will be happening instead of happening in the database servers, it will be moved out. And compute or storage servers are needed, and expansion happens fully online. Now touching on Exadata Cloud. This is just a quick summary of one of the enterprise capabilities you get with Exadata Cloud. On the left here, you see all the key features available in Oracle database, and it includes important features like multi-tenant. Then also you see here Oracle RAG, Active Data Guard, and even advanced analytics services like and spatial and graphs for large data models. All those features are listed here on the left side. Here we also have partitioning and advanced compression. On the right side, here you see all Exadata innovations available, right? All the innovations available with Exadata platform. So storage indexes, then hybrid columnar compression, persistent memory, and 100 GBs RDMA over converged Ethernet. Exadata Cloud includes all these capabilities, all these features, what are shown on the left side of the screen, and also innovations in a single cloud platform. Here we have like multiple options for leveraging Exadata architecture that we just saw in the earlier slide. We can leverage this in the cloud depending on what level of autonomy do you want, right? So you can run autonomous database, Exadata database service, or both on the same Exadata cloud infrastructure. So infrastructure remains the same depending on what service you leverage, either autonomous or Exadata cloud services. The autonomy will be different. So we will look into those details now. The primary difference between the services is management model. When it comes to autonomous database, it is fully managed with complete automation. So both the database as well as infrastructure are managed by Oracle, which eliminates the administration to provide the best total cost of ownership. Exadata database service is co-managed, where customer manages the databases and Oracle manages the infrastructure. So customers have root access to the customizable like database environment and benefit from customer control automation to reduce the administration. With autonomous database, customers pay only for the compute resources used. Auto scaling can be used for various workloads to automatically scale the compute resources up and down depending on the workload demands. And it has automatic optimizations for data warehousing, data transaction processing, and also JSON workloads. When it comes to Exadata database service, customers pay for the compute resources they allocate and can scale those resources as required. So Exadata database service, it's also ideal for migrating any supported on-premises Oracle database enterprise edition to the Exadata cloud with no changes. Of course, I mentioned about autonomous database in the previous slide. So now we will dive deeper into this service. As previously mentioned, Oracle Autonomous Database runs the Oracle Autonomous Database on Exadata infrastructure in both Oracle Public Cloud as well as on-premises with Oracle Cloud at Customer deployment option. Only with the exception of Autonomous Database Serverless, which is also available, but only in public cloud, only in OCI. This is designed to be self-driving, self-securing, and self-repairing. And all autonomous databases support converged database applications as well. Autonomous databases help automating patching, security, updates, dynamically scaling compute and storage as per your workload demands. This also includes DR measures, disaster recovery measures such as backup, failover to minimize like downtime as well as minimizing the data loss and continuing business applications. As I mentioned before, autonomous database offers additional range of services that are unavailable if you use Exadata database services. So here on this slide, we have autonomous data warehouse, which is good for large scale analytics workload. On the left side top quadrant, you are seeing that. Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse is only autonomous database optimized for analytics workload, including your data marts, your data warehouses, data lakes, and data lake houses. Here on the screen, you're seeing at the bottom left quadrant, this is Oracle Autonomous Transaction Processing. This is fully automated database service optimized to run your transactional, your analytics and batch workloads concurrently. To accelerate performance, it's pre-configured for a row format, then indexes and also data caching, while providing scalability, availability, and also transparent security and real-time operational analytics. Here at the bottom right side, right quadrant, you see autonomous JSON, right? So Oracle Autonomous JSON database is designed for developing NoSQL style applications that use JavaScript object notation, that is JSON documents. Oracle Autonomous JSON database is cloud document database service that makes it simple to develop JSON-centric applications. Its features like NoSQL style document APIs, things like Oracle Soda and Oracle Database API for MongoDB, as well as serverless scaling, high performance transactions. On the upper right side here, you're seeing Apex, which is a short form for Application Express. You can create applications with Oracle Apex on autonomous database. Oracle Apex is a low-code development platform that enables you to build scalable, secure enterprise applications that can be deployed anywhere. I'll be talking about Apex more in coming slide. Now, touching over Oracle's Apex, this is a low-code application development platform that leverages Oracle Autonomous Database Service. We just saw those details about autonomous database in the previous slide. You can here develop enterprise applications. You can also develop web applications quickly and still taking advantage of all Oracle autonomous attributes like that are inherent there with autonomous database, such as security, availability, and cost effectiveness. So what happens when you provision autonomous database instance and open the Apex, you get various tools available to you with that. So you get the application builder you're seeing here on the screen to build the application from the ground up. You can also leverage SQL while developing your applications. Here we also see App Gallery. This is a gallery of various application templates which are pre-configured. So you have scratch approach instead of building the application right from scratch. That option is also possible. Also, REST APIs are possible with Apex. Monitoring is also available to you. But in nutshell, you can build applications, web applications, enterprise application at much faster speed than with Apex than you would be doing more, if you're taking more traditional approach. And this is all leveraging the autonomous database. Okay, now I'm touching on Oracle Database 23 AI. Here with 23AI, we have provided a complete and simple platform for all data management needs. So what does it really mean when we say that it is complete? So Oracle Database 23AI supports all modern data types and workload types, allowing users to adopt any development style. And what does it mean when we say it's simple? So data is already in the Oracle database, and you use SQL to manipulate that data in different ways. We know that SQL is the most popular way to access data, so leverage that expertise you already have rather than using a specialized database that requires specialized skills. And speaking of simple and powerful, Oracle Autonomous Database is fully managed service that includes the latest database functionalities combined with self-operation, self-management, self-tuning, and self-patching. And we run it on the most optimized platform for Oracle databases, that is vastly proven Oracle Exadata database machine. So we have seen those details already. Exadata database infrastructure, Exadata infrastructure is leveraged, and on that autonomous service database service is running, and you can leverage 23AI there. Here, Oracle Database 23i introduces over 23 new features and enhancements. So focusing on all architectural simplicity as well as scalability for data-centric application. But there are main three key innovations that address long-lasting data management challenges. The first two here, as you see on the screen, is JSON relational unification and graph relational unification, right? So here with these two, this is simplifying data management and enhancing developer productivity by allowing developers to treat data as relational or JSON or graph. This is huge because treating data in different ways allows different problems to be solved, right? So associated functionality in the database for these different formats allows us to ask different questions or even very complicated questions in a very simple way. And the third key innovation here you're seeing on the screen is unification of AI and databases, this functionality in the database. This allows data to be analyzed and used in different ways that were not possible previously. Whether customers leverage data they already have in the database or combine their data in the database with other AI services. So yeah, this is what I wanted to cover. And with that, now I'll hand it over to Uma.
We're going to be going through a few more services and tools. I'll start with maximum availability architecture, where we'll explore Oracle Data Guard and GoldenGate, and then talk about the MySQL offerings. Then we'll be able to go into the console and do a brief demo on autonomous. So starting off with the maximum availability architecture, or MMA. So what is MMA? It's essentially just going to be a comprehensive set of validated blueprints, best practices, and configurations for Oracle databases and applications. So this is through community experts, different architects that have been working in several different industries. They're essentially helping contribute to these technologies that are designed to help you achieve high availability, data protection, and minimal downtime. So you can, have documented reference architectures and guidelines across various different environments, including for on-premise or OCI and hybrid deployments. And there's also kind of different tiers that you can choose that will meet different, specific availability and recovery needs, like a silver or gold tier. So one of the key benefits or features of the MMA is going to be utilizing DataGuard for your Oracle databases. So with this, kind of the best practices are going to be built in. So you'll see at the bottom of the slide here some key MMA technologies. So being able to use application continuation for continuous availability, RMAN or zero data loss recovery appliance for data protection. We'll go through DataGuard and GoldenGate today for active replication, and then for scale out, we have real application clusters and globally distributed databases. So those are all kind of key features of MAA. And specifically, I'll talk a little bit about Oracle Data Guard now. So with Oracle Data Guard, essentially you're able to set up a secondary database in a different region or availability domain, and either choose between our active data guard or our passive data guard to be able to replicate for a disaster recovery using the control plane. And in specifically with the Exadata database service, that's going to support, several different MAA technologies, with high availability being kind of the blueprint for Oracle databases in the cloud. So you can also employ, like I mentioned, RAC for unplanned failures by spreading it across multiple instances. Um, and with DataGuard, so this is what's going to provide you with real-time disaster protection. So let's say you lose your primary database or data center, you can actually fail your workload over to the standby site, like I mentioned, automatically by DataGuard. And you can also choose between synchronous or asynchronous transport of the data to the DR site. So that will optimize either for performance or for zero data loss. DataGuard can also provide continuous data corruption prevention. With active DataGuard, you can utilize active database copies for upgrades, so you're not just in a read-only mode for the secondary standby database. So also being able to set up DataGuard, like we mentioned, is going to be very critical for MMA. You can choose to do it through a single API call or also in the UI as well, and set it up immediately as you also provision your database. So this is just one of the use cases of automation that you can take advantage of when you are spinning up any sort of database in OCI. All right, so now we'll talk a little bit about GoldenGate. Typically, when we think of an enterprise, we think of them having, a lot of different, maybe enterprise heterogeneous databases that are, all the data is kind of distributed amongst these different sources. So in order to get data between these different data sources, that's where you could use a tool like GoldenGate to help you load, distribute, and filter transactions within your enterprise in real time. GoldenGate can also enable migrations between your different databases. So essentially, it's going to be Oracle's solution to help you replicate and integrate data. And this is going to give you the means to efficiently move your data from one system to the other in real time. So we can now use GoldenGate cloud natively on Oracle, so it's fully managed by Oracle. So things like upgrades and patches can be managed by them, and there is true cloud elasticity as well. It's also possible to use GoldenGate for non-Oracle databases as well, to capture them from the third-party databases, data from third-party databases, and then use GoldenGate to deliver it to an Oracle database or to any other kind of heterogeneous combination. So this is just a lot going on this slide, but it's a glance of all the different sources and targets that you can have for GoldenGate for real-time replication and integration, and then some other things that you're able to do like stream processing. And then we have a few comprehensive use cases for GoldenGates. So these are kind of the most common ones, like having real-time transactions from on-premise to cloud. You can also have multi-region, which gives you data visibility across your different availability domains or regions. You have SAS to OCI, so replication for your industry applications, or maybe you want to repeat data transactions. And then we also have multi-cloud up there, so having real-time transactions from any location from different cloud providers. And these are kind of just the most common ones, but they are definitely not the most, not all of them. This isn't like super extensive, but you'll see some more at the bottom as well, like the initial load. You can use it for data lakehouse or ingest, streaming ingest, and data transformation. within your enterprise. All right, so now we will move on to MySQL. So we'll talk a little bit about MySQL database service within OCI and then also discuss MySQL HeatWave. So with MySQL database service, you can choose to create the system in OCI through the console. The screenshot is showing you just how to do that. And you can also choose to create it to be more suited for high availability. So you can actually create a 3-node MySQL database system, which will provide you with automatic failover and zero data loss. You can also choose to just create a single instance one as well. But the ease of this is being able to just choose your option and then it automatically creates those 3 nodes for you. So there's nothing else that you really have to do to ensure high availability to your MySQL system. And this is going to will automate the failover with a recovery time of minutes and zero data loss. So your RTO and RPO are going to be very low. So with MySQL HeatWave, this is going to allow you to combine transactions and real-time analytics across a data warehouse and data lake and machine learning into just one MySQL database. So essentially at a high level, you can run real-time analytics stored in MySQL, so you won't need a separate analytics database or, complex ETL processes. So this is allowing you to get, your insights faster, reduce your energy consumption, and also avoid security risks of having a lot of data movement between data sources. So you can run analytics on object storage data in several different formats with MySQL HeatWave. And there isn't going to be, since there is a massive amount of data stored in files today, like Internet of Things data, web content log files, it's going to be really key to be able to, once again, be able to keep it within your cluster of your database. And you can use HeatWave for, non-MySQL workloads as well. So if you have apps with data on object storage, you can use HeatWave to query it. And being able to query data in object storage is just as fast as querying within the database. So that's going to be kind of a key advantage here. With MySQL HeatWave, you also get in database machine learning. So once again, don't need to move your data to a separate machine learning service to be able to securely apply machine learning training, inference, and explanation to the data in HeatWave. So, and then the last one is going to be MySQL Autopilot. So this feature is going to provide you with workload-aware machine learning powered automation. It's going to improve things like performance and scalability without requiring like database tuning expertise. So it will just increase the overall productivity of developers, DBAs, and can help eliminate human errors. So that's kind of the overview of the benefits of MySQL HeatWave. So another thing, just to reiterate, instead of having a separate database system for your transaction workloads and your analytical processing, HeatWave is going to provide you with a single unified platform for both. So it is a high performance in-memory query accelerator that is going to increase the performance for your mixed workloads. You can run analytics stored in the database without ETL. It also is a lot faster, comparable to other database services at a fraction of the cost. And a lot of the transactions are replicated in real time to your HeatWave cluster from your MySQL database. So they become immediately available for analytic queries, enabling you with real-time analytics. And because your data is not transferred in between databases, once again, that risk is completely eliminated. And HeatWave essentially is designed as a MySQL pluggable storage engine. So it completely shields all the low-level implementation details from the customer. So as a result, you just go into your MySQL database details page and you're able from there to spin up a cluster immediately. You'll just specify the specific requirements and shape and storage and such, and then be able to spin up your HeatWave cluster from there. Okay, so now you should be able to see my homepage in OCI, and we're going to be going through a brief demo on autonomous database. So sorry, give me a second. All right, so first I will show you guys how to just create one simply from the console. So we're going to navigate to the main menu and then go to Oracle Database. And we'll click specifically on Autonomous Database. Today I'll be showing you how to provision a database with that is the serverless option. So it's on shared infrastructure. If you wanted it to be provisioned on your own dedicated infrastructure in OCI, there's a separate option there. You would need to spin up your Exadata um, hardware first within OCI. So either your half rack, quarter rack, or however much you'd want to provision. And then from that, you'd be able to create the autonomous database on top. All right, so for creating the autonomous database, you'll see we have a couple right here. If you click the button to create, it's going to open up a new dialog for you where you can create it with a kind of more user-friendly display name and database name. And then you'll choose the compartment you want to create the database in. So just a reminder, compartments are going to be for user access boundaries and resource allocation. So you want to create it in a compartment where, the users that are going to be interacting with the database have the proper permissions already granted to them. And then you'll choose your workload type. So Autonomous has a few different flavors that you can create it in. You can have a data warehouse that's column optimized for analytics. Processing, transaction processing is best for transactional or mixed workloads. We have JSON for a JSON-centric applications, and then one specifically for Apex. So that's for if you're using Application Express for low-code application development. You can opt to use that. You can also use Apex with any of these as well. This is just a little bit more, I think, optimized to be using Apex. So you'll choose your workload type and then your database configuration. So you can choose to have it in the developer shape or always free. Or here is where you'd be able to choose the database version that you want to use and put in your eCPU count. You can also choose to enable auto scaling for your eCPUs and for your storage as well. So with Autonomous, it has the ability to dynamically scale compute and storage based off of your usage. So you'll set kind of what you want your initial to be and then choose if you want to, employ auto scaling here. You'll also have automatic backups. So typically, the Autonomous is backed up every single day, and they keep the backups for 60 days, but you can change that number as well. Let's see what's in here. This is just more about Elastic Pool for eCPUs. And then down here is where you'd be able to put in your admin password, so your credentials for your admin user, and then you would choose your network type. You could either make it public, so secure access from everywhere. You can limit it to certain IPs, or you can just give it a private endpoint. That's if you already have a VCN created in OCI, and you want to be able to specify that VCN and then the subnet that you want it to be in. All right. You can also put in some contacts for, maintenance notifications and announcements that are important for you to use. And then more so, you can have some advanced options, one with encryption. So by default, it's just going to be encrypted with an Oracle managed key. If you have your own key that either you're bringing or you've created in our Vault service, you can choose to use that. We have more on kind of maintenance, like choosing the patch level. Management would be for your character set, different tooling. So these are all the tools that you get with an autonomous database. So Apex, Database Actions, Graph Studio, OML, ORDS, and Mongo API. So you can choose to have them enabled or disabled at creation. So most of these are going to be enabled here. That's for private databases. And then lastly, we have tags. So once you've filled out all the information, you're able to create the database immediately, or you can save it as a stack if you want to run it on Resource Manager using Terraform. I'll go into one that we already have created. So once you're in the database, this is what it looks like once it's available and created. You'll see we have some general information about the database, like the version, availability, management, some resource allocation, associated service, if they're enabled or not, the Apex instance link. This is where you can look at the encryption if you want to register it for data safe. More maintenance options here. Network access. So mine is going to be secure access from everywhere. If I put it as a private endpoint, it would show me, the VCN and subnet it's in. Backup information, and then disaster recovery right here. This is where you can look at the different tooling. So within database actions, which I'll open up in a second, you'll be able to see the different tooling that you can access. So like Apex, OML, Graph Studio, data transforms, and so on. These are all the backups that you can see. So you can see we have our daily backups, their encryption keys. You can also choose to take a long-term backup if you wanted to create that. Key history again, because it's Oracle managed. You can see that here. This is disaster recovery if I wanted to create I already have a peered autonomous database, which is in standby. But if I wanted to add another one or make it a cross-region peer, I'd be able to do that as well. Right now it's just local peer, so it's still in the Ashburn region. We have refreshable clones that you can choose to create. Work requests will be like creating the autonomous database for taking any other kind of actions for them. Let's see what else. Security, monitoring. This is just giving us some of the basic metrics. So like CPU utilization, storage, sessions, execute count. You can also find this on the monitoring page as well. Just basic metrics on the actual database. All right. So some more options right up here that I'll show you in more actions. There's a few other things you can do. You can edit the tool configuration, change the resource allocation, update things like the network access, admin password, encryption key, change the name of the database, terminate it, obviously, start, stop, or restore the database or create a clone. You can also switch over as well to your peer. Database connection is where you'd be able to download your client wallet to be able to connect to the database. So you just choose the wallet type, download the wallet, and then you can see also the different services that we have for the database. In database actions, this gives you a little bit kind of quick actions to some of the main features here, but you can also choose to view all the database actions, and it's going to open up the web-based interface to provide you with development, data studio, admin, and kind of monitoring features. So under development, we have SQL statements and scripts. This is like a SQL worksheet where you can perform different things on the database. We also have data modelers if you want to kind of generate your ERD for your data. RESTful services for web services. You can manage your JSON collections here. If I go to Data Studio, we'll see data load, data transforms, data insights, data catalog. These are all going to help you with getting your data to the database and making any sort of kind of data manipulation or data cleansing that will need to happen. For admin, you'll see we have Apex workspaces, data pump as well. This is where you can create and manage your different database users. Monitoring, we have Performance Hub, which I'll be showing you a little bit more in detail, and your database dashboard. And then we have machine learning, OML, um, and our REST data services as well. So this is kind of all of them. You can also view them up here, all the different ones. This also will give you links to go out into our other services like Apex, machine learning. Um, so yeah, this is kind of quick links for getting ready to go with your Oracle database. With Performance Hub, that'll be the last thing I show. So with Performance Hub, you can view real-time and historical performance data. It's going to show you your active session history or ASH analytics, SQL monitoring, and workload information. So at the top here, you can choose the time interval that you want to select to monitor. You can also create and download your AWR or automatic workload repository report. This is where you can look at your average session history and analytics. Over here we have SQL monitoring. So this is going to monitor SQL statements running for over 5 seconds, and if there's any statements running in parallel. We also have ADDM, and that's the Automatic Database Diagnostic Monitoring tab. This is going to access analysis or information gathered by ADDM tool, and that's just going to be analyzing your AWR snapshots on a regular basis. It will locate root causes of any performance problems and will kind of provide you with recommendations for correcting these problems. We also have the workload tab. This is going to show you 4 charts that show the workload of the database, like CPU stats, wait time statistics, workload profile, and sessions. And then the last tab here, blocking, is going to list sessions that are waiting or blocked. So you'll be able to see that here. So that's what Performance Hub is able to show you at a glance. So just to wrap really quickly, some things to remember, key takeaways of today is we explored the different Oracle database options for you to choose from. Depending on what your needs are and the types of workloads you have and requirements, you might want to explore the different options you have. We also talked about through the different AI managed services, how Oracle database is built for high data agility, less upkeep. We discussed GoldenGate and DataGuard, how they can be used as a tool to keep your data highly available in your database in case of disaster, as well as GoldenGate being mainly used for data replication for the movement of your data between different sources. And then we also briefly went into the MySQL database service, as well as discussed the HeatWave cluster that you can optionally create. All right, and with that, I will hand it to Borna to take us through the rest of these slides about our about the Day One and Beyond program.
Awesome session. Thank you, Uma and Bhakti. Really appreciate your time and help with the session and hope it was a good learning experience for everyone. Here we can see a slide that helps outline the various learning resources, labs, and certifications from Oracle University, as well as our YouTube channel. Here we have a slide that helps, and here we have a slide that also helps if you enjoyed the session and would like for us to conduct personalized training sessions for your organization, please do email us at our personal training email and we will reach out to you. If you want us to conduct just a hands-on lab, we have our newly designed QuickStart Live Labs program for a more expedited hands-on learning experience for specific cloud topics. Under the Developer Experience Program, formerly known as Code Innovate, we help co-develop solutions based on your own use case. And also, please remember that personal training is an investment we make for our customers to help them grow and develop their OCS skills at no extra cost to them. All right, here we have a calendar that shows all our various offerings throughout the month. And if you're interested in joining these other sessions, please pay a visit to our Day One Beyond homepage and register. With that being said, hope to see you then, and hopefully everyone enjoyed the session. Have a good day, everyone.